do that.
Busy. Nobody's busy.
Nobody's busy. Jeffrey's drinking wine.
Well, I finished the glass now, so
Water
if you'll forgive me, I'll go and get some water.
Get some more. Yes.
That's right. That's right. Welcome, Josie.
Morning, Josie.
She's maybe still a pajama boss. That is so awesome. Well, we'll start slowly, and then, of course, everyone can see the recording. I was hoping to stream this live into the group, but I don't know the option. I feel like we have...
We can put it later or something.
We will put it later. That's good. Can you all hear us okay?
Some other time.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Are you all doing great? Yes,
Fantastic.
we are doing awesome. That's so cool. Miguel's doing awesome.
Are you practicing? Or?
We're practicing. So we've had the most amazing couple of weeks here, and we're ready to go back to Australia into our daily routines. But while we are, hey Josie, welcome, welcome. While we are just here in Vegas, we really had, so many aha moments since we're traveling and learning from all these amazing people. We thought we'd get on the call here for, half an hour or so this evening, this morning, this afternoon, and just share with you some of the most amazing things that happened, right?
Yeah. Well, what things?
What things? And at the end, I want to prepare you guys so you have a few minutes to think. I would really love for you to share one amazing win you've had, maybe in the first few days of this month, in this first 7 or 8 days. So maybe at the end, you can all share a little bit from your own lives and businesses. What's been the best win so far this month? I'm giving you a whole warning for 10 minutes. So I don't believe leaders need more. So we have one exciting thing. Yesterday, we actually got to spend time with our amazing coach, Will, who flew in. We flew him in here to Las Vegas to spend 24 hours with us. And I think Joanna, Carl, Samantha, and Josie have had a chance to meet him maybe. And he definitely encourages you all, I guess Jeffrey and Helen and Nathan and you guys will know. Martin will not be far behind. I'm like, when I have to say so many names, it's like there's 20 people right here. I'm like,
no more drinking.
Yeah, you guys won't be very far behind. So he's really quite an amazing person as you meet him in person and done amazing things. And we're going to be working really closely with him, not just us in terms of Masha and Miguel, but with you guys and Pajama Bosses. So he's going to bring so much value. And we have definitely confirmed he's coming to Q1 in September. So he's going to be joining us, and he'll be doing some training, some coaching with us there. The other thing is we are definitely very seriously thinking that we would love to keep this this kind of weekly meeting that I've just started today, keep this kind of meeting on a weekly basis. It's great to be connected, but especially as we've been traveling, sometimes we fall out of connection, and we really want us to give you a lot more, we're having so many aha moments. We're continuously learning, we're continuously expanding, and I just want to really outpour everything that's happening. So if you guys are good, we're going to go live here on a Zoom and probably stream into the group when I can figure it out through Zoom the same time every week, which is 7 a.m. Australia time and your time in the evening for Europeans. And Jody will join us middle of the day in the Americans. And I feel like Will is also going to be joining us just because I feel that he is going to get to know us all better and, help us better as well. So we're going to definitely do that. And main things that we wanted to share today was really from ANMP. This was the Association of Network Marketing Professionals event. So you guys have been to some amazing generic events. I know some of you have gone to GoPros, and that's amazing. So big events and everything. And this one certainly was very impactful for me, as they all are. And, when Association of Network Marketing Professionals has been around for a little while, but they haven't really done a great job of doing big events. And they've just recently decided to, not commercialize it more, but make it more prominent because it's really great value. And so it was an amazing event. What I felt is I walked into a room, there was about 500 people.
Yeah.
So a small room, in terms of a generic event, 500 people. But the most amazing thing it was literally 6- and 7-figure earners. That's it. And, I feel like there was definitely over 100 people making $1 million or more. There's definitely people in the room who've made 20, 30, $50 million. There's a lot of company owners, and all the rest are these amazing 6-figure earners. And so it made me think back, to when I was younger, a lot younger than now. I'm still very young, but when I was a lot younger, and my parents were talking to me about getting a good education. And they always talked to me about how university education was going to give me this ticket to, the most amazing life and jobs and opportunities. And, 50 years ago, having a university degree was important. Would you guys agree? Yeah, 50 years, like our parents, like people who could get and, were able to afford, or their families were able to pay for them to get a university education, that was a distinguishing thing. But I look at it today, and my peers, even who have PhDs, who have doctorates, who've done amazingly well and super educated, that's not necessarily a passport to amazing life and wealth, right? And so it made me think back how we view network marketing and how our industry is growing up. Because 10 years ago, to be a six-figure earner, you've made it, right? This is like, and I don't want to take it away because it's still a massive achievement. We know, you all know, you're at the top of your companies, and you know that being a six-figure earner is like, 1% or less, right? There's literally very few people who go and do that because of the commitment and the value that you bring to the team. But I feel like the industry is growing up. And, being a six-figure earner or even seven-figure earner, it's kind of sliding backwards. And so I was thinking how, first of all, what an amazing opportunities for all of us to grow, because there is literally more to grow into. How you can look at an industry or, a market such as network marketing, and you can see how it's really growing up. It's expanding. And so being in that room really made me realize that, being a seven-figure earner is no big deal. We've got so much more to learn, and we've got so much more to grow into, and it's really from the commitment of now really creating a lot of seven-figure earners, which is why we're here, right? So for us, for me, it was really an amazing experience. I know the facts, I know the data, but walking into a room and it just brought it from the head to the heart, how amazing this industry is. And the event was run really, really well. And the event was really from the heart of making the industry very professional. There was no selling. It was not commercial at all. It's basically nonprofit. People pay a ticket and they try and break even, and that's it. And I like that too, from the perspective, had you ever decided to bring teams there, I think it's a good thing. But I didn't really want to, so for me, that major realization was how the industry is growing. I mean, in the last 10 years, it went from about 70 billion a year to now over 200 billion a year. I mean, it's almost tripled in size. And, the number of people you guys know that are involved is now into the 200-300 million people. I remember when we first started, it was something like 50 million people, So it's really growing very fast. And so I think for all of us as leaders, the main thing that we got to remember is never dwell on our laurels. Now, again, I'm going to say it again. I don't want to take away from anything that any of us have achieved, because we got to be really proud of that and really grateful for that. It's an amazing thing. Like, honestly, I know all of you now a little bit. And I know how amazing each and every single one of you are, and what you've done to achieve and lead from the front and do for your family and for your teams. But there's so much more out there. So, it's almost like there's a vacuum that's pulling us forward. And if we don't really realize that, if we get too much into our heads, and sometimes being the top leaders in our company is a bit like that, isn't it? It's like, well, we always walking into rooms of people who are in our team, right? But I think, there's a bigger world out there that we can help. So that was one major thing for me that I wanted to share with you guys. Miguel thought it was very exciting.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, so exciting. No, it was, man, I feel like a loser with $1 million. I mean, what's next? So no, it was really exciting. It makes you feel really small, really, when you're in a room like that, with legends in the industry. But I think the main thing that I saw is, I don't want to say everybody, because it wasn't everybody, and we don't talk about other people. The only thing I can say is you can see, even though there's people that have made a lot of money and still probably making a lot of money, the ones that are really emerging, and really growing and still doing something positive, are the ones that have the smallest ego. And that is kind of the big thing. You know, we get big heads, the bigger the results we have. And we need to shrink those heads to fit sometimes through the door, because, you know, it's very easy to get in the white horse when you go to a room and everybody kind of comes and pat you in the back, or you go into Facebook and everybody tells you how good you are, and you know, and it's an effort that I think in I'm talking about personally, obviously, there's sometimes there is a fine line between being very confident and very assertive and being a little bit arrogant, right? And what the arrogant side of it is, at least I find myself sometimes in that situation where I'm dismissing the feelings of other people, right? And I'm not trying to connect, but trying to impose my view over someone else based on, hey, I know more or something, right? So that was the thing. And sometimes, you know, unfortunately, you see that, you know, in some rooms where there is people that are, you know, having more results or making more money. So that was one thing. Now on the how-to section, right? How-to section. Yes, we all like that. Facebook. Okay. Now there was a lot of people talking about social media and all these things, but I think the thing that we kind of got from that kind of section was what is going to be useful for you guys specifically as we go along, right? Apart from, you know, using the great products that every single company has, right? Martin, No. I'm not. Sam was drinking also her thing, so that's what I said. It's amazing. It's perfect. So nothing wrong. But apart from that, obviously, it's about creating that community of you know, people in your teams, right? So you have that longevity and that stickiness and that, how do you say that? Loyalty. That's right. Loyalty, Miguel, loyalty. The jet lag hits every single time. So one of the things that we saw was, for example, so things that you guys can do, and it's just a sharing thing that we're doing here today.
The general trend, right? That we see, the people who are really, there's obviously so many methods and so many things, but what we align most with is the communities are absolutely massive. And I know that each and every single one of you is building a community on Facebook. Yeah. Right. And we saw that communities, and this comes right from Facebook, right? Like even on the last Facebook conference, they were really talking about how communities are going to be absolutely everything to marketing. And so within network marketing, you know, listening to those speakers, I think that was the major thing for me, is how we can help you to grow those communities.
So how to build communities. You guys already, I think some of you probably are doing already all this, but just in case, first thing, very important, like one of the people that were sharing on stage she has a $2+ million business per year, and she's very big on communities in Facebook. And one of the things, the first thing she said is, like, on that Facebook group that you guys have, like private groups, the first thing that most people do is, that in terms of mistakes, is to put a banner on top or a pin post and make sure that everybody knows the rules, right? And there's no recruiting, no promoting, blah, 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 blah. And she was saying that it's like inviting somebody to your home, and the first thing you tell them is like, take your shoes off, those socks smell, make sure you don't throw them away, don't leave the you know, all these things. And it's not to, you know, you don't welcome people the right way. So she says the pin post that I do always is about being positive, welcoming someone, telling them how special they are. If I can make a video, you know, I would put a video, maybe I change it so often. So it's always about making that person that is new coming into the group, to make them feel very, very welcome. The second thing is to go live on that group, to stay in touch with everyone, always at the same time, at least, if nothing else, once a week. And that is about creating that community where people are actually free to express themselves, ask questions, and share their wins and everything they've gone through that week, right? And so that's one of the things. And the third thing, she says, the way you overcome this non-recruiting, non-promoting other opportunities and all that, is to incentivize other people to police all those things, right? You know, there is always right and wrong, I guess, you know, in terms of how you do it. You know, you always incentivize positive stuff, not negative, right, happening. I think that's a big thing. But always just to make people aware that, you know, that it's not a good thing to come into a group and take advantage of everybody else by you promoting, you know, some other products or your business instead of, you know, encouraging others to do their own, right? So that's the kind of thing. So,
and she said, and she continued to say, and this was another lady, there's a lady who has 2 million people following on her personal page. And believe it or not, it all started through a video that she had, I think, on some funny goat video that was jumping on a trampoline or something like that. She got a viral following, and out of that she built a business. But she talked about, you know, that if you really want to have that stickiness in the community, if you really want to build relationship with people in your group, and here, for Miguel and I, this is what we connected with. I know that all of you have had this happen to you. You know, somebody turns up one day and they go to another company, right? And they are not your personally sponsored people. You did not necessarily have a lot of relationship with them. And that's why kind of it happens, right? We all know, and Miguel and I always say, your, you know, IP, your $1 million of income actually is the relationships that you get to build with your team. And you guys do this so well. And that goes back into the community on Facebook, how you do that. I feel that if you really want to make sure that you're connecting almost indirectly with everyone in your team, you know, she's continued to say, I would do a Facebook Live in the closed group of my business builders. We're coming back. This is not the product group. Product group, of course, is very different, but this is your closed business builder group, like the group that you guys in the system have the link to on the front page. Does that make sense? She said, you want to be going live every day. And obviously you can give value, but it's even more important to sometimes show a little bit of vulnerability. It's even more important sometimes to show your weak side and build that relationship. And, you know, Miguel and I, it's so interesting because we've learned so much about online marketing the last 3 years. We've, you know, we've really done amazingly in online marketing, and we know all this, but we haven't connected it back to how do we apply this in network marketing. It's so important. Your audience becomes your team. And literally, you know, there's 80% of your team you'll never have contact with because there's just too many people. And so how do you maintain that relationship alive? So I feel, you know, a daily Facebook Live is really, really, really important. So, and then we go back to Boise where we're going to now teach you how to do that.
Yes. So, so in regards to that, this is the thing. And again, there's no right or wrong. You know, in our case, this is what we chose, and you can choose something completely different. We always tried to separate our MLM, right, income or team from anything else that we did to recruit or to, let's say, for the online side of it, right? And the challenge, and the reason I'm saying that is the challenge sometimes when you do something in Facebook is that your biggest and most kind of loyal people are always your team, right? And there is always like a kind of a fine line again between, you know, doing that to recruit, right, other people and using your team as a tool for that, and them kind of being more on your stories and your things than being in their own, doing their own stuff. Make sense? Anyway, it probably sounds crazy, but anyway, so it's crazy. For the Facebook Lives, okay, so here's the thing, okay, and I'm talking about, you can apply that to the group, okay, but we are talking more about the outside, you know, personal page or business page. I know some of you have business pages and you're doing a little bit of marketing also in there. So with the Facebook Live, the most important thing is always that you create some kind of emotion, right? So the Facebook Live always has to be either entertaining, right? And I'm going to read it because I want to make sure that I mention every single one of them, right? If it's okay with you, that's okay. So see, he was saying that it needs to be emotional, entertaining, controversial, right? And so within controversial, just make sure you're not like crazy controversial. So, you're just enough to polarize people. So the ones that really like you, they stick with you. And the ones that you don't really want to have with you, they can, at that moment, when you do that controversial thing, they kind of steer away from you.
So I just want to pause and say, We're now
Oh.
actually teaching something that our $35 million a year mentor has told us, right?
89 already.
89 million. No, that's what he's going for this year. But you know, he's an expert in network marketing. He knows MLM pretty well as well. And the most important thing for me was, you know, he kept saying, why do videos go viral, right? We're now talking, so we've closed the Facebook closed group, which you're going to do a Facebook Live to continue to bring stickability to your team and have that relationship. Because the minute somebody leaves, you can call 20 generations deep into the down and say, hey, it's Masha, remember? Yeah, I've seen you in all these videos. Anyway, so that's one chapter. We're now talking about, you know, you attracting people through Facebook Lives. And I see you guys are doing that. I see, you know, Josie's been doing that. A lot of you do that, right? And the main thing that he was saying is you need to give them some practical value, which is basically shareable content. You know how we always say, oh, tell them something useful, tell them, give them some value, but it went a step further to that. So I want you to remember all those videos in Facebook that you see that are giving you food recipes, filming from the top down. Do you guys know what I'm trying to say? I don't know what their technical name is, but it's like they're filming from the top down and somebody is fast forwarding the video. And it's like preparing a very complex recipe in a minute, usually very unhealthy, but that's another point, right? But what those videos do, they are such great value because people are like, wow, I never knew how to do this. Wow, in literally a minute, I learned how to do something complex. So there's great practical value in that, and that is the reason they get shared the most. So I want you to start thinking, what is a practical value? You know, the practical value that you as a personal brand want to share on Facebook to attract the ideal prospects to your business. And I know with a couple of you, we've gone through a couple of discussions into, you know, sponsoring up even more. I know you guys understand the sponsor up phenomenon, right? And I know you guys are doing it, but it's like, this is a whole other level. And so how do we attract that ideal person with all the skills and ambition? And how do we give them that practical how to? So it could be wealth related, you know, it could be something as simple as wealth related. It could be something health related and so on. And Nathan has a question. Would you encourage in the pages for our leaders to post alongside? So I'm now talking about on your personal profile, Nathan.
Yeah, so he's asking whether you get the leaders to do that with you.
Yes, so you could, are you asking like if you would do a Zoom or like a video with a few leaders? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, totally. You could do that. Yes. You could brand them so they can actually sponsor, because really for all of you, the more your people sponsor, the better it is right now. Yes, cool. So think about that shareable content, because that is really the value. So that's, you know, I always had this in mind. I got to give something valuable, but it never got me until I understood it's shareable content, practical shareable content. So yeah, that was pretty important.
The other thing is, as you're going a little bit into the controversial side of things, even sometimes when you're not, and you start getting, you know, these posts that, you know, they get shared and all that. Just one of the things that they were saying is make sure that you police a little bit the comments. And as soon as you get a negative comment, you cannot delete it, because that means, you know, that Facebook probably will start serving it less. You know, it's the whole thing. Then when somebody, and the most important thing, here's the thing, I just remember that. When you do that Facebook Live, make sure that the first, let's say, few comments, first, second, third, fifth, whatever, you know, those first comments are always kind of controlled by you. That means they are positive and they are encouraging and, you know, not over the top, obviously. It's like
get
kind
your
of thing.
husband
Something,
or wife,
you know, something that is kind of, but it's just to initiate the conversation. So people get encouraged to participate, and you are steering that conversation into in a way that you want. No, because if somebody posts something negative, guess what happens on the next ones, right? It's like, oh yeah,
they
we can
don't
go.
get shared
Let's
anymore.
go full out, right? So, and that's what you get, right? So just to kind of channel a little bit that conversation the way you want, right?
Now, do you guys want a quick structure of a video that gets shared? That is a 5-minute video that gets shared? Okay.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They're just here to see your face and my face, baby face.
Yeah. So here it is. It's going to be 5 minutes long. In the first 10 seconds, the first thing you're going to say on the Facebook Live, and if you've watched some of our videos, you've seen this over and over, is you're going to tell them what you're going to do. It's not about, hey, hi, who's joining? No, it's really important.
Number one.
Hey everyone, this is Masha, and in today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly what the 3 steps are for you to create a 7-figure business. Whatever you guys are going to share, right? I'm just saying some of the things we teach. Very important. First 10 seconds, grab attention, give them the value. What is the reason that I should stay here? Mm-hmm. The second thing you say, so the 10 to 20 seconds is what you do is you say, and by the way, if you guys like these videos, if you want me to make more videos, be sure to like it right now. If you're joining right now, like it right now. Be sure to share it so I'll be making more of these videos.
Yep. Hi, who you are, what you're talking about today, what you're going to share with them. And the fourth thing is call to action straight away. So those are the kind of 4 things that you say straight away in the first 10 seconds. Who you are, right? You welcome everyone by who you are, what you're going to talk about today, right? What else did I say?
It's a social call to action. So if you like, so the best way that you guys can do that is, if you really like this video, if you're getting value, be sure to like it right now and share it right now, right? So that, and then at the end, you're going to do the same. Then you transition into at least 3 points you're going to share. I like sharing just 3 because I honestly can't remember more than 3 when I don't have a screen. I'd love to share 5, but 3 to 7 is fine. But if you just have 3 small things, I don't know, maybe you're going to tell them a simple way how to cut up broccoli and make it more enjoyable to eat, but it's just 3 things. And so you're going to say, here's the first thing. And remember, everything you're sharing, here's a bit of marketing experience. And in this kind of inner circle trainings, we're going to share a bit more about online marketing because I feel you guys are, you're already creating so much success. You really need this. So online marketing, the most important thing, anything you say is the first sentence you're going to tell about the 3 things, so the first thing for you to scale your business to 7 figures is this, and this is important because this. So again, it's almost like the first thing, the first of the 3 secrets you're going to teach them, it has to be related back to something that is going to benefit them. Well, this one is important because you're going to save a ton of time or whatever it is.
For example, one of the things, and this is the thing that we've been doing, and you guys have been through the webinars that we've been doing, right? So we're applying the same principle. And the principle is always somebody that is watching that video, your ideal prospect, right? Let's just talk about you guys are recruiting on a higher level. You're not recruiting that person that probably, I don't know, that probably is like an average person. You're recruiting somebody higher that you can get higher leverage from, right? Somebody that is like yourselves, when you started and is driven, blah, blah, blah. So you have already the qualities of that person, right? The second thing that you need to do, or that we've done in the past and we keep doing, is before we get on those calls, we think, okay, so what are the beliefs that these people have, right? What do they believe? What are the limiting beliefs that they have, right? And some of them, they believe that, maybe network marketing is whatever, or
let me give an example. Let's say that you're teaching about eating healthy. Maybe you don't, that's not your passion, but I'm giving an example. Let's say you're going to teach, the 3 ways that you can eat healthier. Now, before you get on that Facebook Live, make sure you ask yourself, what's the main excuse that most people that I'm wanting to attract to my business giving themselves? So for example, like if I'm attracting a busy, crazy professional individual that wants to make a lot of money, right? I already know the main excuse is I don't have the time. We all know it's an excuse, but it's like, so the first thing I could teach on that one is like, let me share with you how you can literally eat healthy and use less time to prepare your meals. Do you think a really professional individual who needs time and eating healthy would listen to me? Does that make sense? So identify 3 limiting beliefs or excuses or things that are holding them back in their head from doing that. Because that's how you're going to get through to them. They're like, man, these guys know their stuff. Yeah. It's like they're in my head.
For example, other things that's, at least on a personal level, right? In terms of taking care of myself and my skin and things like that, I always thought I never had the time. It was too time consuming probably, or, so if somebody gave me, if I was watching a video where somebody says, I don't know, something like about like what you can do in 30 seconds to do, to have a healthy skin or something.
And look 20 years younger.
And they give me 2-3 bullet points on A, you do this, B, you do this, and C, you do this, and in 30 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes, you're done and you're good for the rest of your day, and this is the benefit that you're going to get long term, I will be more than happy to stay and watch. And not just that, I will be waiting for the next one and the next tip, right? And so
does that make sense?
At that same time, you're creating that audience, that people that are going to start following you, although they may not comment, they may not click on like, but they are watching.
I mean, I think you guys are all better than the two of us here. We're super inconsistent in this. But you know, walking into a room of 500 network marketers, everyone came up to and said, wow, you guys are so awesome. Your videos are like, wow, we really haven't done that many. We should do more, right? So people watch for a long time, even though they don't do anything. And so really, you know, when you're putting that title of that video that you're going to do, and we're talking about now cold marketing, right? We're talking about marketing versus recruiting. And I also learned the difference between marketing and recruiting in Boise. Marketing is what attracts prospects to you. You know, recruiting or closing people into your business is what you do with them on the phone call or one-on-one. Does that make sense? Because I think for network marketers, it gets so confusing. What is it that we actually do? Like marketing and sales is actually two different things. And so, you know, when you're marketing and you're writing that title, think about that number one limiting belief these people have about what you're about to tell them, and give some shareable value, practical value. Does that help? You guys like that? So that was, I think, pretty awesome. And then, there was a lot of things. I think, you know, we're just going to keep doing this on a weekly basis now. And we have so much more we need to pour into your cast.
I have a quick question for you. And Masha and I are kind of debating. We have a few things that we want to do on that retreat, which is another question that we need to ask you later. But one of the things that we were thinking to touch on is everything that we've learned in terms of online marketing. They can help you obviously with the network marketing business, obviously, but it's a bit more into the psychology of selling and markets, you know, products or opportunity or whatever that is. Do you feel like that would be something useful to you, or it should be like more hardcore MLM? I think that they're saying no. What?
And by the way, if you're watching the replay of this, please make sure you answer the following question as well. I know we would really like to confirm who's coming. So if you guys are already sure, especially for the Australians, do let us know.
If you're not coming, shame on you.
I know the Europeans have a slightly longer flight to take. So, you know, as soon as you guys would be able to know. Do look at Jeffrey. I can't keep him away from Australia.
He's going from UK birthday to Spain on holiday, and now he's all looking for the next summer vacation. So
yeah, okay. So that's what. But if you're watching this as a replay, please get back to us as well as soon as you would know. We'd love to know.
Josie, I think, is on the plane already.
Yes.
We would love online marketing because I feel we know the skills of hardcore old school network marketing, but that whole online world is a bit of a mystery, and we just like hit and miss it. We just run with it and do whatever and be a student of what works and what fails.
And put up pretty pictures.
That's always good. That's always good. No, we'll definitely do some of that. The psychology. Oh my God. The psychology.
Oh my God.
The psychology of selling online.
Oh my God.
It's going to make you millions, guys. I know it. So that's really, I think, most of the things that we want to share. So get back to us about the retreat, 11th to 14th of September. If you have not had a session with Will, Helen and Jeffrey, I'm watching you guys.
She, you know, as you can see, she's very relaxed about things. You know, she never really points at people or make them feel uncomfortable. You know,
he would love to hear from you.
Sorry, guys, you're going to have to say that again. Helen was like in my ear talking to me, and I missed what you just said. So can you repeat?
Do not talk to Will. She said, do not talk to Will. Do not call him.
And
they're making a joke because we haven't booked our appointment.
Now that I'm back from Spain and everything, I'm going to call Will. I just needed to be in the right mental space for Will. So now I'm there.
I'm going to ask Josie if she's open, if she will share it late in a minute or two, 20 seconds about Will. And Martine, you had something you want to say.
She's forgotten.
No. I was just going to ask when the next the next conference is.
It's going to be at the same time next year. And I think they have a promotion with tickets, which is like $100 each. So I can get you in touch with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you put it in the page?
Yes.
We have some connections.
We have some connections. It's a total non-profit event, so yeah, so they're cheap tickets and stuff like that. We might have connection, who knows. So we get to the most fun part of the afternoon here in Las Vegas, which is sharing your wins.
Oh, I thought you hang up.
Hang
no,
up? No.
Sorry, that's the fun part.
Josie had sent us a couple of really beautiful messages after she talked to Will. So I wonder if, Josie, you want to share how your session with Will was, and maybe that's kind of your win, or you can share another win in addition as well.
That is definitely a big win for me, especially the last session that I had with Will. It's probably more emotional because I needed to dig deep within myself. What is it that, I had a lot of wins in life, but my problem is I don't celebrate. I achieve something and I'm looking at the next thing to do and the next thing to achieve. And so when we went through this exercise and going back to those 2 moments in my life where I had big wins, and really it started when I was young, and I was sharing with him, those, and I started to cry, and I can tell it was more like a crying session for me. But what it's done for me is it made me realize that I needed to do that exercise, because if I never did, I probably would have another 10 years trying to search within myself. So it definitely has opened a lot inside of me. So the way I think now, the way I'm going to approach the future is completely different, because, life is to be celebrated, I guess. So that's one win really, is for me to know that I need to celebrate, big wins and small wins. So definitely I think that the session with Will is definitely be good. But I can tell you is, that week, every time I think of that conversation I had with Will, I'd be in the car and I'm crying. And I think I needed to shed those tears because I should have celebrated them a long, long time ago. So definitely worth the appointment with Will.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you for that, Miguel.
No, you're so welcome. Who would like to share more? Yes, the best student in class raises his hand. Go.
So our big win, we have known for a long time now that our other business activities have been holding us back from this network marketing journey. We're 6 years in. Our network marketing business is our 4th business. So the company hold us up as the husband and wife team who got to the top level super part-time. So that's great. But what we realized was that we needed to change some things. And we, about a week ago, got planning permission to move our existing business, to consolidate it. So we're taking our team of 6 osteopaths into a smaller business location. That is going to enable us to ditch all the other crap. We had a 10-room facility with 26 practitioners. It was just Helen I'm surprised she's even still here. So that win has enabled us to now plan for the new year, for January. Guys, watch us go in January, because I tell you what, when all that shit's out the way, we're just going to hit it really hard. And so, yeah, that was a big win to get the stamp. Yes, you can do it. We're going to change it. We told all our clinicians that's it. We're not continuing with the existing business model. We're scaling back. We've got another virtual business. We're going to be all in on our network marketing business. I currently have not been able to do Facebook Lives and stuff like that on my personal feed because there's been a slight conflict with my professional thing and my whole network marketing thing. So I've got to figure that one out. But yeah, we're excited. So that's a good win. The other thing I'd say is that with the duplicator, we've had it 6 weeks now. And what I've realized is that there's a lead time on this. I've been sending it to some big hitters. I've been sending it to people on my scary list. One lady who was a patient of mine, big in the whole NHS thing, a doctor. She's been on the product, loves the product. But anyway, I sent her the duplicator, and she checked out the duplicator the night before her next appointment with me. So it took her 6 weeks to watch it, but she knew she was going to see me, so she had to watch it, right? Because she had to kind of talk to me about it. And she's in on the business now, right? So the thing is, it just shows that sometimes we get a little disturbed, I think, and we've seen this in our team, where we've been sending the link out, doing it all right, teeing it up properly, and then there's no bite. But actually, sometimes we have to accept that people need a bit of time to get to where they're going to get to watch it. and when they see it, that system is working so well.
Yeah.
Um,
I sponsored someone last month who's been on my scary list since I started as well, and I've
yeah,
60
so
odd pounds.
we're sponsoring up. We're sponsoring up massively. No Pond Life from now on. We're not going. We're not going into easy street. We're going where it's
upwards.
tough. Yeah, and it's nice. Climb the mountain and bring the good people with you, right? So you know that's. Yeah. So anyway, that's our win. We're excited, but guys, bear with us a little bit because we still have to make some arrangements before we can be that super duper thing.
Well, I must say, as a good overachiever, Jeffrey, you know, to be super part-time, you've still done the 1% super multiple 6 figures. So great job. So,
I mean,
that's awesome. Great stuff. Who's next? Who wants to share next? Yes, Sam.
Morning, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
So a big win for us is we just finished a 90-day sprint in our business. We're exhausted, but the other win is that we created we rank advanced 3 new leaders to a really like recognizable rank in our company, not earning rank, but the top rank in our company during that 90-day sprint, which was really exciting. So for us to be able to bring new leaders through, that's what really gets us going every day. So
I think one of the things I might just share from our session with Will, and he was amazing, by the way. So if anyone hasn't had that opportunity yet to, make sure you book that session in with him. He's a lovely guy. He's how I describe Will. He's a very warm person. He's very articulate, and he's very empathetic. So he really goes deep and gets to know you so that he can help you.
Yeah.
And I think Josie touched on that too. Just things that were specific to us. So something that Will identified for Sam and I is that we've been running very, very hard and fast with our business over the last 3.5 years. And we've thrown ourselves into it. We've done everything and anything that you needed to do to get where we are right now. But what we didn't really have, and it's not because we didn't know, it's mainly because we didn't know, and we just didn't have a lot of structure around just our mindset and the way we plan things out, the way we think, because we just get busy.
we've just been a hot mess.
Yeah, it's
for
been
3
a little
years.
messy. So Will's helping us with a bit of a structure to our thought processes, how we think, some of our language that we use, because he picked up on some language patterns that could be holding us back as well, and with our thoughts and things like that. So it was a great session. I'm looking forward to the next one as well. But already we're starting to see, we're catching each other out with language. Just something simple like that
I
every
catch
day.
them out all the time.
yeah, I was gonna say that probably is the case.
So there's another, it was a great session with Will. So just wanted to share that to make sure that you do get your session in with him very quickly.
That's huge. Well done on the rank advancements.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Applications, all that. That's awesome. Thank you. Who wants to go next? Are we going to, okay.
We can go
Sis.
next. We had, I suppose, 3 pretty big wins. And I suppose it's been for us a huge last couple of weeks. So first of all, we got our second biggest week ever, so which was great. And then it was our first biggest week ever, and also our personal goal that we've had since pretty much the beginning. And it's not just about, I suppose, what we achieve, but the way that we look at it is because that we've been able to achieve those earnings and that volume, that all our team has done the same.
We hardly did anything to get it, and that we used to dream about that.
So it's that kind of dreaming about that leveraging, and everyone else has been successful along the way. So that's, for us, has been a huge week for us, because we've kind of realised that the business is at a point where we've got fantastic leaders on board, and we've kind of really invested into that leadership stuff, and now it's really paying off for us for sure.
Yeah, and we've got 3 to 6 diamonds popping, which is like the pivotal rank in the company, what everyone strives for, where you get the cruise to the Caribbean, company shares. And so one on the Northern Rivers, we'll have our first one in Victoria and our second one in Western Australia. So that is massive. And then potentially a few colour changes could happen as a consequence of that
and we get to go over because we're at Brisbane Airport now, so we're actually heading over to Perth. So we'll see one of them hit that rank as well, which is going to be absolutely
one this
fantastic.
week, and we'll be the way it's funny the timing. There's one in Perth, and then we head to Melbourne, and then to the Gold Coast. So pretty much they should pop while we're there. So we'll get to be part of the team
Celebrations. And
Awesome.
So it's
That's amazing.
And as they all pop, then you launch your system and
they're screaming for it. They won it last week. They all know. They're all in. The excitement and the promotion of the system is done. They just want it, and they want it now. So it's that you want what you can't have. So it's just making that promotion even better because they got to wait.
Yep.
oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Great stuff, guys. I'm so happy for you. That's so awesome.
Yes.
And Joanna, how are you? How's Norway?
Norway, a small country in your big countries. I have also had the call with Will, and as Josie, I cry. But it was really good for me about the language. I choose to, or I choose not to. So, and I have been paralyzed. I have one leader was quitting, and one leader have been sick in cancer. So I lost almost two legs. So it paralyzed me. But with Will, it's really opened up my mind. So I've been sponsoring a lot on my own this week, and we are opening more countries. So I probably have found a leader in French now.
Nice.
And so it's happening a lot of things in just a few days.
Wow.
So it's a lot to take in my mind. I do everything on my own. So I try to sort everything.
Right.
So it's a lot of good things, and I will see the results in this week.
So isn't it interesting that when, and sometimes it triggers like a coaching session or something happens, you have that little, like such a millimeter breakthrough, but it makes such a huge difference and it shows immediately in your business. Isn't that amazing?
Absolutely. And I'm a coach myself, but I only see what I see in myself. So it's really good to have someone to see what I don't see, or if I see it, someone holds me accountable to do something about it.
Now you've coached network marketers in your country for how long? Over 10 years, right?
No, as a coach, I have been in different companies. I've done that for 5 years.
Right.
So, but I have never worked in a company without an upline before and opening more countries. So everything is really new in this level, and it's exciting.
Yeah, and challenging at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping about this big leader in French now. So yeah, that is, and I have bringing a lot of new people listening, and I'm starting a race. I call it a silver race. Our first rank is silver. So I've opened up a Facebook group just for those who want to do that in June. And I have about 25 people doing that now, and that also will lift.
Right.
I'm doing my own work and in the team. So.
Right. What is and this is just interesting, maybe on future calls we can go, like if you guys do things with your team, like this particular incentive, how do you incentivize them? I don't mean what is the reward, but how do you drive that behavior so people stay engaged for a little while? What is it that you do?
This is the second time I do this. The last time I have it for 21 days, and I have a live call every day for 21 days with different themes.
Yeah.
This time I don't have time to do it every day, so I do it with every second day, a live call just for 15-20 minutes. And it's a theme, and they have to set goals, and they write their goals in the comments.
Yeah.
And I can help them every day to hold them accountable to that. And this time, if they don't do the goals, I take them out of the group. Then I said they're not ready.
I love it.
And they have to wait until next month.
Ooh. Great. And I know Josie, she's probably maybe busy with children, but she also launched an incentive. She's listening to us.
She's flying back.
She launched an incentive on the 1st of June, and you're running kind of a Q Momentum, 3 cycles, right? Back to back.
I do that too, yeah. So we have our next one-day event, the 17th. So we are building through that now. So I'm building the new team. And the funny thing with the Momentum Duplicator, because it's in English, I have a little bit problem to make people use it full out. So I have to deploy it fully for myself now and understand everything. But all the new presentation I have done with all the new people I'm bringing in, they haven't seen anything else. So that is, I'm building it for the new people mostly.
Yeah. Very good. And you know, if we need to translate anything into Norwegian, just tell us. Like, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying. Yes, a lot of good things. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome.
So exciting. Josie, do you want to share how you do your 3 back-to-back cycles of Q Momentum? Is there anything?
Okay. Sorry, I was just getting the kids ready for school. So anyway, I'm working with in the duplicator that I have actually invited Crosslines in my company to be part of it. So instead of just my team, there are a few people that I wanted to support because I've always supported the Crossline community. And so between all of us, it is really good because we brought our teams into these 30 days. So we're doing it 30 days as per advice with Marsha and Miguel. So we're doing this, we call it 30 days of grit and hustle. So instead of calling it the challenge, because we just want it to be more fun. And so how we're doing it is obviously we're using, at the moment, we're still processing the videos because our video is a 30-minute, I did a 32 minutes, quite long. So our team's actually using our company video right at the moment, but it's going really well because what it is I'm not only working by myself and my leaders, but really I think the input from the Crossline really is useful for my team. So together we have a chat and we're doing live meetings as well as we actually do 1 Zoom meeting a week because we wanted to support the people that are not within the vicinity, especially the ones that are remote. So we do that. And we did one last night and it went really well. So yeah, we're really excited about that. It's the month of June, especially for me. I'm looking for a new breed because I just had a big attrition. One of my biggest leaders in my team, went on a 35-year, they had celebrated 35 years of their anniversary. They went to Europe and she came back with a different vision. She wanted to be a doctor because she's a doctor and she decided that she probably is not a network marketer and she wanted to be, so she has a big team. So she just left like that. And that means that, because that leg for me is more or less supposed to be independent. So now I've got all these people, which is fine, that I needed to mentor as well. And then, one of my big leader in Indonesia decided to switch to another company. I mean, it's crazy because they live in Australia. They went over there and, but that's all cool. That's why this 30 days is inspiring me even more because obviously I'm looking for new people. I'm sponsoring out Miguel.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. So any other sharings or any things you guys would like to ask us? Is there anything that you need just now before we let you go? Yeah. You guys are pretty happy. So that's cool. So we'll do this definitely again next week at the same time. We'll just keep the same time, same place. And it's just, a way to get together. We're going to share some of the latest and greatest that we can share, and you guys can share your
If you guys want us specifically to talk about something in particular, please let us know. That would be so much easier for us than, her asking me, what do you want to talk about? But regardless of that, we always, every single week, we will pick, yes, tell me. Yes.
I was going to ask you,
he loves you.
Just with the time, I don't know with anyone else, with the kids. I don't know, for us, it's really hard this time, but obviously because we're away at the moment, we can do it. But it'll only be one of us normally to on a Friday morning at 7 o'clock.
Yeah. We have 3 little ferals.
So just for
we can
us.
do a different time. We can totally
not just for us, but just thinking of the whole group. If that was
2 a.m. any day of the week.
Or even just like a little,
9 a.m.
Like 9 would be
because
like,
we can drop them at school at 8.
and then they're gone.
Yeah, 9 a.m. won't work because the 2 beautiful European groups here. But we can either do 6 a.m. or we can do totally in the afternoon when the Europeans wake up. So can you, the Europeans, let me know what times you can do, and then we will pick a time that also suits Australia.
Thank you, appreciate that. So, sorry.
Make sure when you pick the time, you guys in Europe, make sure you pick a time that is within, you know, the school drop-off. No, yeah, let's just try to feed everybody.
Let's ask, is 6 a.m. too early for everyone? You guys awake at 6 or is that early?
I'm good for 6.
No, that's a little crazy. I know it's gonna work for 2 weeks and then I'll be tired. I'll change
Someone's
it.
jaw just dropped.
Sleeping Beauty over here is going to struggle.
Hey, I'm up late working. No, you know what? If you want to do 6 a.m., that's fine. I can get out of bed early one morning a week for you. I can do that. So
Get out of her comfort zone. 6 a.m. is fine.
I've got a really great idea. So why don't we do 6 a.m. for the Aussies early one week, and then the next week the Europeans can stay up late, and we'll do an 8 a.m. or a 9 a.m. for you guys, and we'll stay up late and drink a bit more wine.
That's cool with me. We can do that. Let's see how they do.
We could alternate it one week, so everyone's So that way we share the pain, right?
Yeah.
Well, one question for Jeffrey and Helen. If we were to do it in your morning time, our afternoon, which is your morning, and I know Joanna as well. So can you guys do like 6 or 7 a.m. your time?
I can do 7 a.m.
You can, I can't.
Well,
That's your morning time.
Children.
we can do
Children.
we can do
I can do 6.
we can do 6 a.m. no problem.
Can't do between 7 and 8:30 really.
Yeah.
How about you, Joanna?
For you, it's 7 for me, I think.
Yeah.
6 or 7 for you. Yeah.
5 would be worse, but 7 is okay.
Okay, that's cool by us. We'll get up early. I'll look much better at 6 a.m.
But what about later, like 8 a.m.? Is that good for you in UK? And 9 a.m. for Joanna?
On a third, so
8:30. Yeah. I dropped B at school at about 8.
what day of the week is that going to be?
We still haven't decided.
We have to go to work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, so.
I'm still in my pajamas until 11.
Thing is, I normally see patients at 8 o'clock, but if I know ahead of time, I can cancel the patients and we can make sure we're online for 8 o'clock in the morning, so it's no problem.
You're not going to be there for long, as far as
You
I
put
heard.
them on the call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Send us a few Voxers
Yes.
with especially Joanna and
Or in the Facebook group, we can put some times and see.
and we'll agree before
Yeah.
next week. I suggest
Everything from 6 a.m. And until now, it's great for me. So just decide you.
I think it's I feel that if we're going to change the time every week, we're going to forget. Yes, Martina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if we're away next week as well, so 7's okay. But yeah, I agree. The same time each week, and then you just know it's blocked in, and that's because I'll get confused too.
Don't forget.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
And the last thing is, if you need us to jump on a call with you privately, we will do that. Just let us know and box us. We want your goals every week.
I'm not good at that. I have to be better to do that. Yeah.
Can you guys hear that rain?
Huh?
You can't hear it. It's raining. It's pouring with rain.
Oh, rain.
We're moving to Australia. I'll tell you what, I'm
It's
done
sunny
with
here.
this country. Yeah, I can see. It's
No,
like-
we're going to rain today.
Not too low.
oh, look at that. There you go. Oh, yeah.
Oh my.
Anyway, bye.
Yeah. Don't defriend us, please. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, guys.
We love you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.